everybody. It's Mike Gesowich, co-founder of Teaching.com, Teaching.com, and Typing.com. Super excited to bring Ask Edutyping show to you live this week from Nashville, Tennessee at the Association of Career and Technical Education Conference. Really pumped. I got my associate here, Joshua, who is our National Education Sales Consultant, who will be helping me out today by reading the questions, who are from our user audience from Typing.com and Edutyping. So, Joshua, let's get going right away. I'm going to skip this week's tip because there's a lot of buzz and activity going on here, so I'm not going to have a lot of time today, but let's get that first question, Joshua.
Sounds good. Okay, so Maggie from Georgia, she has this to say. My students often struggle between accuracy and speed. What is more important in typing, and how should I emphasize it with my own students?
Okay, great. Thanks, Maggie from Georgia. First of all, it's a great question, and very, very popularly asked all across the globe as far as teachers who teach typing goes. What's more important, speed or accuracy? Remember, the slow and steady always win the race. So what you want to do with your students is stress to them that, especially in the beginning, accuracy is far more important than speed. I give this analogy all the time when I used to give this analogy when I used to teach keyboarding, and I share this in many of my presentations that I give. So here it is. If you have a pitcher who pitches baseball and that person can throw 150 miles an hour and breaks the world record for speed, but 99 out of 100 pitches he throws a ball, is that person going to become a professional athlete and very well paid? Absolutely not. If I have another pitcher who throws at about 85 to 90 miles an hour, still pretty quick, but he throws a strike 99% of the time, that person's going to make the big bucks in the pro leagues. So with your students, you want to stress that accuracy is more important than speed. And again, it's about repetition. In the beginning of a course, especially in the first, say, quarter or first semester, I highly recommend that you weigh the accuracy grade much higher than speed. Therefore, by default, you're already putting more emphasis on that. So thank you, Maggie. So Joshua, let's take our second question of the week.
Sounds good. So this one simply comes from D in Virginia. How do you teach students symbols on the keyboard?
That's a great question, D from Virginia. How do I teach symbols? Now, this is different than punctuation marks like the question mark and backslash and things that you see on the bottom row of the keyboard. But if we take a look at our key right here, what D is referring to is the symbols at the top. Those are very difficult for students, especially at younger grade levels, middle school and elementary level. So what I recommend is, this is the one time I actually recommend, allow your students to look at the keys while they're learning them. It's just a far reach to go from the home row key, skip a row, and then actually hit the top row. So again, let your students take a look at the keys that they're learning. And again, one of the things that they also have to do to make the symbol keys strike properly is hit the shift key at the same time. So there's a lot of motor dexterity going on, a lot of cognitive know-how. So I recommend let them look down at their keys, and then eventually, over time, hopefully they'll master those. Those are difficult. I type at about 85 words per minute and still struggle with some of the symbol keys. So don't fret it too much, D. And our final question of the week, Joshua.
Sure, it comes from Rebecca in Mississippi. She actually has this to say. A number of students struggle with repetition of the lessons. What advice do you have for explaining to them the need for this and to motivate them to keep on going?
Okay, well, first of all, repetition is definitely the #1 strategy that you can employ inside of a keyboarding classroom. It's just like muscle memory. The mind and the body have to work together, and the only way that's going to happen, especially with all these keys for them to learn, is through daily repetition. So part of being a teacher is kind of just dealing with the fact that students will get frustrated, they will complain. It's just part of the program. So you're just going to kind of stay the course. What I also recommend is that you take a break from the monotony of the day-to-day keyboarding lesson. You can play keyboarding games, and one of my favorites that is great to reinforce the keys is called Keyboarding Speedway. Here's how to play. It's very simple. Set up a racetrack on your chalkboard or whiteboard and mark off little tickers around at the starting line and the finish line, symbolizing words per minute. So you would have the starting line might start with 0, and then 5 words per minute, 10 words per minute, etc. Have each student make a construction paper car and then put their name on it And as they earn words per minute each lesson, whether they're using EduTyping or Teaching.com or even an offline activity that you give in word processing, move their car across the board. That's super motivational for students, and again, it will help break up the monotony. And visit our blog at blog.edutyping.com. There's tons and tons of outside activities and creative lessons that you can use to help kind of foster and energize your students to kind of keep and stay the course. So that's all we have time for this week. I'm going to get back here to the ACTE conference in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you, Joshua. We'll be live again next Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Today we had to shoot a little early because of some of the scheduled conflicts that we have. So everybody take care. Happy keyboarding, everybody.